2,
yes,
Xlets, whatever.
yeah,
and then
everybody, yep.
Yep. But we're also going to add the third parties who support pre-bid. So right now we know Rubicon, Pubmatic, OpenX, but we're going to test it out.
Great.
Basically, what happens? Rubicon calls their pre-bid, which is called RTP.
Yes.
Returns a key value of the tier for the size. So let's just say hypothetically for this particular impression, they returned a tier of $2 and $3 for the 720. This is their key value that they're returning. And they also, let's say the 300 is worth nothing, so they return $0. Same thing happens after that for Pubmatic. Theirs is called client side something. They also return tiers. They actually let you customize what kind of tiers you want. They say you could create a tier with a penny all the way up to like $1.
Okay.
So they return, let's say for the 720, $4 by $5, and for the 300 they return $1 to $2. And then finally, when all of our third parties are done being called, we then make the call to DFP.
Right.
And as soon as that happens, we then they use single request mode. We specify the ad units that are on the page. So let's say for this page, like we already know, it's 720 and 300. So we call both of these. They're both asynchronous. So both processes happen independently of one another.
Excellent.
So basically, over here is our DFP line item stack. So as it stands right now in our current setup, I think Live Nation is the highest paying campaign. But what we could theoretically do is we could have guys like Rubicon and Pubmatic that pay more than like $4. We want them to serve before filling Live Nation, as long as we're not in jeopardy of not hitting the caps.
But why? But you've already called them once a pair.
We did. These aren't actually calls. These are campaigns that are going to be set up, and they're going to be targeted to key values. So a Rubicon campaign that pays $4 will only get called if the key value is set from this. So based on this key value, we'll determine which Rubicon campaign is eligible to be served. So in the case of the 300 by 250, the Rubicon, it had no value.
No value.
So what I did was, you can see, this is no good, no good, no good, and no good.
Got it.
Now the Pubmatic pays $1 to $2.
Right.
So this guy's no good, this guy's no good, this guy's no good, but this guy can be served. While this is happening though, I think DFP checks the other direct campaigns that are out there. And it says, well, Live Nation can serve, and we have Revolt, and those can serve too. So basically, it takes these three campaigns and makes a decision which one is supposed to serve. And in this case, I think Live Nation would be chosen, I would hope. Because it's direct, it has cap to fill, and why serve a campaign that only pays $1?
Correct.
So then what happens is we can now have AdX into the equation, and this is where dynamic allocation gets triggered on. AdX says, what line item am I competing with? In this case, Live Nation is the one that is winning. And it basically says, what's the price? $3. Can I serve an impression higher than $3? And it determines if it can, and AdX will get the fill. And if it can't, it'll serve Live Nation.
Awesome. Brilliant. Love it.
Same logic for the 728.
I like it.
That was
Fantastic.
So now we gotta try it out.
I'm just reading them now.
Are you press scoping?